What's up? What's up? Who we got on? Hey, Ponch, what's going on, man? Alexa, play Say Something. I'm giving up on.
Say Something by a great Christina Aguilera on Amazon Music.
Alexa, volume 4. Yo, dude. Doing a little grinding tonight.
Say something.
I'm getting, I guess you could say I'm getting geared up for a late season hunt here. We're going to do quite a bit of time in Maryland, I think, starting Monday. In Maryland, they've got the muzzleloader season open right now. And then Pennsylvania season opens back up December 26th. Sonny, what are you doing, man?
Say something, I'm giving up on you.
So I want to make sure I'm ready. Alexa, volume 3. I've been shooting the bows. Trying to get real super tuned in, right? One of the challenges I'm having with tuning is the bow I want to shoot. I've got a 50-pound October Mountain bow. That thing, it wants to shoot 500 grain arrows or 500 spine arrows, but I have to cut them so short that I'm actually pulling the broadhead against the riser. Charles, did I get the pictures that you sent on email? No, I don't believe I ever did. Are you sending them to longbowluminary@gmail.com? All one word. Shannon, how are you? Welcome in, guys. Now, these are single bevels. They're the bare variable weights. Okay, I will check again here as soon as I get off the live. I was on the email earlier today, and I don't think. How long ago did you send the emails? It's all over my screen. Oh, well, let me go back. I'll go back and I'll check back in the day and see what we come up with. So the goal is to get these like absolutely hair shaving sharp. And that's what we're doing. We're getting them sharp. So I've got 5 here left to do. I did a couple of 3 blades. These are the VPA 3 blades. You can see how polished they are on the edges. And those are also just absolute razor sharp. But with this tuning challenge I'm having, I've got to use a 250 grain broadhead with a 100 grain brass insert. And that arrow is Still slightly weak when I get it cut down to like 28 inches, which is about the minimum I want to cut it. So what I've worked out is a couple of different options for 500 spine arrows there. And then I've also dialed in my 45-pound custom bow. So we're ready to go. Now we just need some broadheads. I've got some Bear double bevels. These are they're the variable, so they have an insert in them. And these inserts, they come in no, they don't. They come in magnesium, aluminum, and stainless steel. And then you can go from 175 grams all the way up to 250. This one or this one? Hopefully they need 2 holes. One going in and one coming out. So that one is sharp. Number 3. Some of these don't even need sharpened. That one did because I'd shot that one through. No, that's number 2, isn't it? No, number 5. I've already touched this one up. This one's been through a deer. You can see it's still got some reddish tint there to the white paint on it from being through one. Yeah, we got to go to a different song here. Alexa, next song. Here we go. You'll like this one. We're not going back to those yet. We're going to finish all these. I think all that one needs is cleaned up here on the strap. This is how I know. I believe this is an MKC. It's kind of a neat little sled to push in. You can do both sides. It's fully adjustable, so you can use it with single bevel or double bevel. And the way I've got these set up right now is to work these single bevels, right hand single bevels from Bear. And all we're doing against the strop is just dragging it. This one's brand new out of the package, so it is really sharp. I mean, they're pretty good from the factory, but they do need touched up a little bit with the strop. And we're just very light pressure here. All we're doing is trying to remove that burr from the factory. D. David, what's going on? Hey, good day to you. Sail, this is one of my favorite jams, man. I've been in one of these moods where I just want to listen to shitty, I don't know, like feel better music, I guess. Because I've been in a rough spot, man. quite what I want. So we're gonna hit this one with the wet sandpaper a little bit first. So I normally have 2,000 grit too, but right now all I have is 1,000 grit, which is fine. Super light pressure. Oh, did Josie jump on? What up? I'm waiting for a video from Gator, man. That's what I'm waiting for. Yep, we're not getting a burr. I found that dragging the single bevels works best for me. Some people push, some people do circular motions, but I drag the single bevels. Yeah, wrapping Christmas presents is a pain. It's my least favorite thing to do besides sharpen broadheads. All right, now we're on track. Just had to jump down to 400 there. Get a burr going. gin, I think, in my finger. Loves vertical. We are sharpening some broadheads, man. Tough heads. No, I don't. Probably the only thing I've got that's close to a tough head is probably like, I don't know, like a 3-blade annihilator. I use mostly single bevels in a 2-blade variety. Well, why you gotta be squeaking now? Doesn't squeak all day. I go live, starts to squeak. Right? Alexa, next song. What we're looking for is that nice polished razor sharp edge. That's what I'm talking about. I think I have a spot laid on for northern Pennsylvania. I kind of have a secret invite to a spot. piece of private butts up right against the state land. There's a hunting cabin, kind of probably a really unique opportunity for me to take advantage of here late season. So I think we're going to do it. I think we're just going to throw caution to the wind and go do it. Probably will be some other guys up there in the area, based on what I'm told, trapping for bobcats or hunting bobcats. But other than that, I have the whole mountain to myself. Outdoors is the cure. I am sharpening broadheads. And no, not 1,000 times. Roy, do it, man. You do you. I want to watch you do it on live, though. We cannot condone such actions on the Longbow Luminary. Alexa, play EDM music.
The station, EDM Bangers Radio, on Amazon
EDM
Music.
bangers. Mr. Trendball. It's a unique name. What's up, Ray? What's up, what's up? Alright, quick tips. If you're doing a single bevel, alright, this is a single bevel with a right twist, I always pull towards. If you're doing a double bevel, you can get away with pushing on your stone. All right, I'm using a gorgeous stone. It's a 4-sided diamond honing block. It's got 200, 300, 400, 600. I'm using 300 right now to kind of. This one has been shot into something, probably the dirt. So I'm just trying to take a couple of the nicks out of that edge and get a good burr on it. And, you know, about 20 strokes or so. You feel if you've got a burr, and you move up to your 400 grit. Keep your stone wet. As you go up, you're basically just using less and less pressure. Right? So if you're on 200 or 300, it's more pressure. You get to 400 and 600, you're backing off on the pressure. And all you're doing is just allowing that burr to form on the backside. Probably 6 more strokes here. I try to wipe the material off, right, from that stone. Move up to the 600. And again, we're always dragging. Seems to work better for me. Super light pressure with the 600. Now you can feel the burr on there. What you're looking for is, when you put it on your thumbnail, you want it to bite in, right? Like you want it to bite into your thumbnail. That's how you know you got a burr on there. And then once you do the 600, I like to go up to 2,000, but I don't have any 2,000 grit paper with me right now. Then from there I go up to 1,000 grit and then 2,000 grit paper. And all I'm doing is laying it flat. And then again, because it's single bevel, we're just dragging, right? And we're dragging with light pressure. Because we don't want that burr to break off early. We want it to come off slowly in time. Usually about 15 or 20 strokes. We'll get that burr to come right off. And then we'll hit it with a straw. Now I am by no means an expert, because I haven't been doing this long enough to really develop those expert skills. But we feel like we're super sharp right there. And you'll see it in the blade too, because it will polish up real nice. Oh yeah. And that thing will cut hair before I get it on the straw. And then, just a regular leather strop, a little bit of, what is this, aluminum oxide rouge, right? I have a nice coat on there, right? And again, we're just dragging. Almost no pressure here when we get to the strop. There's still going to be a very fine burr on there, and all we're trying to do is polish that edge till we bust the burr off. With a single bevel, you only got to worry about one side. Then you'll really see that shine pop on there. I still have a slight nick in that blade, but I would have to take a lot of material off. And then what we're looking at doing is being able to shave hair with it, right? And then there you go. These ones are a little bit different. When you're trying to sharpen a 3-blade, I will push these until I get to the strop. I will even push them on the sandpaper. Again, these are absolutely razor sharp, and these are VPA 3-blades. And you can see what kind of, they just pull the hair right off you. And then we've even got a couple really small 125 grain heads. I have a 35-pound bow that really likes a 75 grain insert with a 125 grain tip. We've got 225 grains total up front on a 600 spine arrow that's about 29 1/4 long. and that thing shoots bullets. I mean, absolute bullets set up like that. So that's why we've got the 125s there. Those are Annihilators, the Annihilator XLs, I believe. So they're sort of a backup situation for me, I guess. And this one's sharp out of the box too. I don't even think I'm going to mess with that one. And then I've got this one that probably needs cleaned up. Maybe not. Yeah, probably a little bit. So we're going to do it. Where's the jig? KMC, MKZ, whatever. I don't know what the hell this jig is. You can buy these from the VPA website. They've got them in stock all the time. A lot of guys will sharpen their VPAs just by hand without using a jig, but these bears are a little bit more, they're a little bit more touchy. Oh, that's a real shitty marker. Let's see if I can't get a better marker. I'll show you something else. Alexa, stop. Matt, you cut them 5 years ago. Do I make my arrows? I don't make my arrows. I buy mostly carbon shafts, right? But I do fletch arrows. I also, I'm going to select which inserts I'm putting in there. I think those are 75s. But yeah, we put a lot of arrows together. We don't build them. I don't make wooden arrows. Let me see if I've got a marker. I need a marker. Man, my kid runs off with all the Sharpies all the time. Bozo's on. What's going on, man? Alright, so I don't have a marker, so what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna put some pencil on here so I can see it. Because this is one I'm sharpening for the first time. So I want to make sure that when I do it, I'm hitting the right grind. One of the easiest ways is to just check it. That looks pretty good. One of the things that I do appreciate about the bears is from broadhead to broadhead, when you put them in the jig, they seem to all have the same grind angle on them. They're real consistent. Which is awesome. because then I don't have to adjust it every time. This one, however, is going to need a slight adjustment. Still not great. I spoke too soon, man, because this one's not that good. Tomorrow's Sunday, so in Maryland, I can't hunt Sundays unless I'm hunting private ground. I don't have any private ground to hunt on. No, we haven't. We're too young for that, man. I'm only 45. We're just getting started. Are you hunting tomorrow, Josie? Hey, it's Max. What's going on, bro? Guys, we got all the folks in here tonight. We got Josie. I don't know if some of the old original gangsters are still on, but let's see. I don't know if some of these other guys stayed on or not. Ponch, you still on? Wonder if Sonny's still on. And they're looking all right. The one thing I don't like about the Bears is I have the single bevel on that side. When they finish up that opposite side, they put a small grind right there at the tip. So this isn't absolutely straight across. There's a little bit, there's probably that much of that tip that doesn't hit the stone when I'm grinding. So either got to do that by hand, or in the case of all those, they're still pretty sharp. Yeah, we got some of the OGs in here. Got some new folks I'm seeing, which is great. We're burning the midnight oil. We've been shooting a lot in the basement. Getting a couple different bows dialed in, as I was saying. And the goal here, I would like to shoot 4 deer in the late season. And I know that's probably a little crazy. A lot of people would think that's really high expectations, but I haven't had a real good season so far. And I would like to, I still like to kill 2 bucks. One in Pennsylvania and one in Maryland. And last year, well, we just dropped one on the tip into the sink. Sure enough, we buggered it up. I don't know if it's going to focus enough. Oh well. Just more work to do. But last year I saw more deer in late season than I did. Saw more rut activity from big bucks in late season than I did during the rut. Now, Pennsylvania's weird. Maryland's weird. There are so many does running around in the woods. In a lot of these places that I hunt, there's probably a 4 or 5 to 1 doe to buck ratio. So a lot of these does just don't get bred when they come into cycle. So what happens is the second rut is usually pretty decent too. And then even in January, you've got mountains of little fawns that reach that 65, 70 pound mark. And then they are able to breed. And the big bucks late season they go absolutely mad for that. Most of the little bucks are too tired, too wore out. Their testosterone levels have dropped off so much that a lot of them lose their antlers first. And then it's mayhem with the big bucks chasing the does late season. So we're hoping to get into that. Make that a thing again this year. If it all works out, we should have no problem. 2 mature bucks on the wall this year. Man, why are you gonna do that? All the world's falling apart. There we go. Nice and quiet. Man, I know there's probably a lot of them already losing antlers. I'm all right with that. Like I said, I don't think it's going to be easy, but I still have plenty of time. And in Maryland, they seem to hold on to antlers like mid-March or April sometimes. Again, because of that buck to doe ratio where those does just haven't been bred, so they keep coming into heat, which keeps that testosterone level spiking on those bucks. Guten sharp, man. What are we making? We're not. We're just sharpening broadheads. That's what we're working on. We're listening to some music, man, but the wifey's like, turn that music off. So I was like, all right, I gotta turn the music off. Maybe after she falls asleep, I'll put it back on. You know what? Fuck it, I'm putting it back on now. Alexa, volume 2. Alexa, play Tony's playlist.
Your playlist, Tony's, on Amazon Music.
Drew, is Drew on? Drew, what's up? I can't find my overalls. I'll let you borrow a pair. I gotta tell you, I went out on the King's website the other day, and they were selling the what's their down extreme cold weather outer layer. I can't even remember what it's called, but I bought both the tops and the bottoms at like 57% off. I had to do it for that price. I don't even need it, but I wanted it for a long time. Got rouge all over the place. I think we started at 400 on that last one. It would help if I put it in here. I swear one of these days I'm gonna lose a finger. It must be camouflage. That's fucking hilarious. All right, before you slice your finger off, dude, pay attention to what you're doing. See, this is what I'm saying about this one is just not consistent. I don't know if I can get it to focus. But all I'm doing is catching the grind on this edge right here. I'm not catching it all the way across. Now that other one was forward too. And that will require us to take a little bit more material off than we want. Now we're getting it good. So we ain't wasting time at 400. Where's all those ASMR folks out there? I know there's a bunch of you crazy fucks out there, you sickos. Yeah, you wanna watch me sharpen broadheads? Yeah, sharpen that broadhead. Toasted sandwiches, bro. You don't know. Oh, wait. I have something. Let me wash my hands first. So we let 2 hindquarters hang for, I don't know, about 12 days. And then we sliced up most of it. And then we threw that on the smoker. A little bit of fat. But bro. Yeah, that's a loaded question, aviation squawk. The broccoli tastes like dirt. Aviation squawk. I'm telling you what. Until you make the jerky on a smoker, and I know a lot of guys, man, they either put it in a dehydrator, they put it in their oven. It comes out like cardboard. And I can't, man. I just can't do it. I smell Christmas trees. I don't. But I could use some Christmas tree. A little gin, maybe. I don't remember where I was. Well, I figured out why this one didn't want to fit inside the jig properly, like the other ones I did earlier. That blade is almost completely flat across there, even after the grind on the back. I'm still catching the majority of that tip, which I guess is good. I mean, eventually I'll sharpen them all down to that point where there'll be a straight tip over that. That's like a razor blade already. Let's go this way. Again, with the single bevels, all we're doing is dragging them both on the paper. What do I got on the back of that paper? A little piece of rouge. Come off, Aggie. I can feel that slight bump. Shit all over my paper. Towels and grit sandpaper, super light pressure. Dude, that meat stick is good, bro. Like I said, we hung that for, I think, 12 days outside in the shed. We had the right weather. The first 6 or 7 days was perfect, like 33, 35, 37 degrees maybe. And then it got a little cold. And by the time we got to butchering, it wasn't froze solid, but it was getting close. A little hard to cut on the outside. We made some like Oriental style pepper steak. Oh, dude, fantastic. That meat was so tender. I think you let it hang long enough, it starts to really resemble beef more than venison, which is great. I'm not a huge venison steak guy. I would just as soon make tacos and spaghetti, chili, yakisoba, and jerky. That thing's sharp. I think that's the last one I have to do, because I'm not doing those double bevel green, or I'm not doing the double bevel green ones. Not tonight. I'm smoked. Running out of hair. What about this other side? Yeah, I've run out of hair on my arm today to shave off. I know, a little crazy, right? Oh, that's what everybody else up to, man. Slate's on. Hey, dude, you guys are on late. What's up, dude? Put me on a big commercial. Nah, dude. Dude, these other ones, like these 3 blades, dude. These things, get so sharp. They're ridiculous. I mean, that hair just pops off. A lot of folks swear by these. I have some trouble trying to get them to fly perfect out of different bows. Some bows good, some bows bad. The other one is super sharp. The Annihilators, they get super sharp. And now I got a mess. And I'm probably out of sandpaper anyway, so I think that's the last one I'm going to sharpen. I do got a couple of the green ones here. That one's in bad shape. That one ain't too bad. You can see how that, when I told you they put that almost like a chisel point in there. Right there's where it bends over, so I can only get that with the jig. It's frustrating. What are you gonna do though? Oh, and I'm limping around. My left foot is killing me. I mean, bad. I have an obsession with miniature glasses. I don't know why. But I'm always drinking out of one of these little miniature glasses. The VPAs are all made out of tool steel. I don't know what the bears are made out of. I know the annihilators are high carbon steel, but these are all tool steel, which again, sometimes you gotta work with them. Like I'll get going and I'll get like through 400 and 600 on the stone, and I just don't feel like it's sharp. I don't feel like I've got a burr. So then what I'll do is I'll jump back down to 200. I'll go through it again, like 6, maybe 7, 8 strokes per side. And these ones, you just do it, you twist it, you do it, you twist, and then get back up to 600, and then they feel sharp. And I'll hit them with the sandpaper, and they come out real good. But sometimes they just, I don't know, sometimes they just take like a second or third attempt. But they are bulletproof. They don't break. Yep. Yep. And that's where you kind of got to slow down and just do it by feel. Because what you want to do is just get that. And again, you're working 2 burrs at the same time on those. And like I said, with the single bevels, I'm always pulling. When I get the 3 blades, I'm always pushing. And that seems to work real good for me. Some guys do it in a circular motion, which I don't know how that works for them. I can't get them sharp that way. I tried it back in my early stages. And I don't know what your preference is, Slate, as far as like the rough strop or a smooth strop. I have a tendency to only really use the smooth side because the rough side just doesn't seem to get them as sharp. I don't know what your thoughts are there. It's more for like big giant knives. Oh. What's everybody got going on tomorrow? Anything interesting for Sundays? You know what else I have? I sometimes make them into little bite-sized snacks too. So that was some kind of high country blend I used, so that's what I like. And then this is a hickory smoke. And then when you put that on the smoker, you just get that nice like caramelized glaze with the smoke. Bro. And if you make them thick enough, you make them big enough. Yeah, I need to get some good whetstones, but I don't know, dude. Like when I break this open, it's probably still got like 75% of the moisture is gone, like maybe 25 or 20% of the moisture is there. Put cure in it. That stuff will last for like 3 weeks on the counter. I mean, it's only gonna last 2 days, but I took it out of the smoker this morning. Mold. I can't wait till bow season, man. Anybody else got bows? Man, April's gonna be here before we know it. So I got a collection here too. Every broadhead in here, with the exception of the 2 or 3 practice tips that are in here, there is 1 or 2 practice tips, and then this 4-blade tooth of the arrow, and that tooth of the arrow. But every broadhead in there has been through at least 1 deer. Some as many as 2 or 3. And I got another container like this in the garage. There's probably 25 broadheads in there over the years. At least 1. I know there's broadheads in there that I've used. Some of those NAPs where the blades wouldn't bend, I would just stick them through another doe the next day. And then once I shot like 3 of them, I'm done with it. Put new blades on them. That's what I'm talking about, Slate. I bought a jet boat, right? Because I have a kid, and I got a wife. But I bought one of the FSH 190 Sports, and that's set up as a center console. It's a pretty cool boat, but again, it's a jet boat. So, I mean, there are challenges, but the wife loves driving it, and I know the kid's not going to get killed by jumping off the back or whatever. And then my brother and I both have big cabin cruisers. He's got an old Larson. I think that's a 310 Cabriet, right? Is what he has. So I think it's like 35 feet long total. And then I got a Rinker 270. Willow Outdoors, what's going on? Yeah, I do a lot of butchering if I can. Due to the CWD constraints in Pennsylvania, the only way I can butcher them now is if I break them down in the field. I got to get rid of the CWD parts. So that's what we do. Can I shoot the bow under in that? Oh, can you plow the bow under? I mean, if you've got it's not set up for giant waves, right? The gunnels aren't super high, but if you take one over the bow, it clears water pretty good. Yeah, I don't know which one you're thinking about, but I, guys have run the 19-foot FSHs from Florida to the Bahamas. Now I'm pretty sure you're going to need excellent weather to do that, but they've done it. There's been plenty of guys that have taken them from Florida to the Bahamas. Yeah, I would say it's really comparable to like a 22-foot bay boat. You know, it's like I said, it doesn't have anywhere near the gunnels as the whalers do, but that's what we bought it for. Chesapeake Bay, northern Chesapeake Bay, and then out on the lake. But yeah, 28-foot trophy, man, that's the way to go. Yeah, we've gotten a couple there, Will. We're actually partaking in some of the recent spoils here. We just pulled this off the smoker this morning. Oh, it's good. It's good. We're gonna get after them here late season. We're gonna go down to Maryland probably Monday through Friday and hit it hard. Or no, what day's Christmas? I don't even know what day Christmas is. Not Christmas. We're not going down on Christmas. But we're gonna hit it here a couple days this week, and then right after Christmas, Pennsylvania will come back in, and then we've got some really good late season spots picked out. So hopefully we'll still kill 2 bucks this year. If not, then it'll be the first year in a while I haven't killed 2 bucks. I haven't killed any bucks yet. Well, I probably killed one. Yeah, 16-foot Bayliner ski buck, man. Heck yeah. Those, I mean, my brother tried to convince me into buying one of those for the better part of 3 or 4 months. And you can pick them up. I mean, you can get them pretty cheap. Yo, Bullseye, what's going on, man? But then a lot of them just need work, and then, you know, most of the ones you can get cheap, there's probably rot in the backside. So, you know, if you got to tear that out and fix it, wasn't one of the things I wanted to really do when I bought a boat. So, but I have a feeling we will eventually get into some transom work on someone's boat, doing fiberglass and all that shit. Multi-tool. Bullseye's seen that thing before. He knows exactly what that is. Bullseye got one of these. We'll just give you the red light. We're not gonna do that. Yeah, buddy. Now, this flashlight's a little bit weird, and I haven't decided whether I like it or not. But as far as output, brightness, and the capability to do red light, push button, it's pretty sick. I don't think it's worth $500 though, and I wouldn't pay $500 for it. I got that. Somebody gave me that as a retirement gift. Retirement gift. Yo, this is the coolest thing ever, right? These things are a joke. I know a lot of people like them, but that is a 100 grain tooth of the arrow 4-blade broadhead. I think it's got a 1 1/8 inch cut. It's tiny. It's like a little stinger. Again, they're made out of really good steel. They sharpen up nice. You gotta buy their sharpener. But man, my buddy swears by him, and he hit a deer on his farm up the hill here a couple years ago, and he didn't find it. And then I hit a doe this year with that thing. I didn't find it. So I don't know. I like some big broadheads. Josie needs that for squirrels. You know what? Do you guys have to use a sharpened broadhead over there, Josie, or can you use those thumpers? I'm bricked up. What did Bullseye say? Yeah, Bullseye had a rough season too because he had lost both of them to the coyotes. I'm done messing with them mechanical broadheads. I don't know, man. I was saying earlier, there's not a broadhead in here that hasn't been through at least one deer. Some of them have been in there like 3 deer. And I have another box out in the garage that they're not even cleaned up. They're just mangled piles of shit, right? And here's my thoughts on the expandable broadheads. You can see this one. This one's still got a little deer hair in it, right? You can see how that blade is completely mangled. It won't even close. Now this is an NAP Spitfire. They make these in both the 125 grain and the 100 grain. And when I open this up, you can see how that blade is completely mangled. And then this one is also mangled, right? And then that one's fine, relatively. Now it's dull. But that's from cutting bone. That's how they get all mangled up like that. The reason I've used these, I used to be able to get them in a 4-pack for like, I don't know, $22.99. So I get 4 broadheads for $22.99. And I never lost a deer with an NAP Spitfire until I shot a huge deer. We had been chasing this deer. We know it's at least 6 or 7 years old. We've been chasing him around for about 3 years, 4 years. And I had him come into a scrape 2 or 3 minutes before last light. And it's only like 105 yards from the road. And I just knew he was going to be in there at that time. He steps out, he's at 13 yards, 14 yards maybe. And I shot him with my old PSE bow before I bought the Matthews. And when I hit him, he was in the process of that duck I think that bow, that PSE bow, is only like a 55-pound bow, but it shoots fast. It shoots pretty fast. And at 13 yards, I never thought he would duck the way he did. But he absolutely ducked that thing, and I stuck him right in the center of his shoulder blade, and I got about that much penetration, and a couple of spots of blood. And then probably 15 or 16 days later, the guy that I was hunting that deer with, he took a picture of it under a street light at Fort Indian Town Gap, maybe a mile and a half from where I shot it. And you could clearly see just high shoulder, and the deer was fine. And then we saw that deer for 2 more years until he vanished like a ghost. I don't think he vanished. I think he just moved. I may have seen him last year, but I just can't confirm that it's him. And the only reason I saw him, I just happened to be driving down the one road that he would cross, where he'd crossed for years. And just before last light, like the last week of bow season, he snuck across the road with a bunch of does. And I think it's him. I think he was the biggest deer I saw last year. I'm probably putting him in the 165, 175 range. Like he's a huge deer. So he's one of the ones that's on the hit list here for late season. The challenge I have with shooting him with a trad bow is that he's running. There's maybe a 45 or 50-yard window, and it borders right against private property. And if I kill him and he runs into the private property, I know what the answer is going to be if I can ask to go look. I already know, because these guys have been hunting that buck too, and they're going to say no. And based on the way the rules work in Pennsylvania, I can't get anybody to force them to let me, you know? So when it comes down to that, trying to hunt a deer like that with a trad bow is what I would just consider that reckless. I want to hunt them where I have at least 300 or 400 yards to let them expire before they have an opportunity to go into private. No, I think I saw him last year. I mean, there's rumors all the time that guys shoot him here, you know. He lives on a very big cemetery, and he don't come off of that thing until late season. I wish I had hogs to hunt, man. I'd be out there hunting hogs all the time. No pigs here in Pennsylvania. Bullseye hunts a lot of pigs, though. He hunts a lot of pigs. I'm with Nick Bush, right? Is that what I'm saying? Nick Bush 23, the G5 Mega Meats. I think they are by far the best performing. And again, I shot later on that year. I had another buck come in again. 2 minutes till light, you know. Actually, I had him probably about 7 minutes before last light, but he come right under the stand, and I'm set up to shoot on a scrape to my left, and he comes from my right on the weak side. And as I'm bringing the bow up over the rope, he's looking up at me, and I just froze. And then he decided that something wasn't right, but I had the wind blowing right in my face. I could smell him and smell the tarsal from 40 or 50 yards out. I knew he was coming before I could even hear him coming. But he circled way out around a hemlock tree and then come back onto the doe trail that a couple of does had come up, and I ranged them at 26 yards before they caught my wind. So he's going to come up right to where and as soon as he hit the first opening that I could shoot at him, I had about 6-7 yards before he hit my wind cone, and I whacked him there at 26 yards, I think, and I hit him high. I probably aimed for 30, and I hit him high, and I hit him forward. But that G5 Mega Meat poked right through. About this much of the arrow, and the broadhead was broke off inside, floating around in the lungs, and that deer went maybe 47 yards, 45, 47 yards. Sonny's also hunting a big buck on the backside of a cemetery. What's the chances that you're hunting the same buck I'm hunting, Sonny? Just throw it out there. Like, is it a good chance? Because you know where I'm at. Bullseye, I'll do that. I didn't even intend to go live, man. I just kind of jumped on because I was sharpening broadheads anyway. So I figured I'd jump on and do it. Listen to some music. But yeah, we're gearing up for the late season stuff. I'm super stoked about it. Let's see if there's another broadhead in here that has a story. Speaking of G5 megameats, we want to talk G5 megameats versus the Spitfires. Well, let's see how they hold up, right? And this is why, I may be opinionated and I might say a lot of stuff about different things, but my opinions aren't based on non-factual things I have seen. That blade is completely mangled, and when you look at it from this angle, you'll really tell how much look at the rolls on that blade right there. You see the rolls in that blade? It's just rolled like crazy. Again, a G5 megameat. This one is not. Look at it right up there in the tip. I don't know if I can even show you, but right up in here, how it's so rolled. That one is from the November 9th buck out in the corridor. I shot him at about 23, 24 yards. But just look at how that's rolled. I have a whole box full of them, man. Where they're just all, like this one, I don't even think it's ever been opened up since I closed it to put it in a quiver, right? Still got the lung bubbles and everything on it. Still got the meat in it. If you're squeamish, don't look. But it's still got the meat and everything in there. Now, this is one that I know I've put through at least 2 deer. And every one of them, when you hit that first rib going in, it just mangs that blade. But you can get rebuild kits for them because the ferrules are great on the NAPs. And you pull that one screw out, you can put new blades in these for like, I don't know, 15 bucks. You could probably do 6 of them. That's why they're laying here. This one's already taken apart. Here's one that's cleaned up real good, but it's another G5 mega meat. But you see how that one's rolled from going across the bone? They ever partially deploy while flying through the air? Bullseye, I've never had that problem, man. Not one time that I can think of. No, I can't say that I have. But yeah, they break and they bend, absolutely. But they create massive, massive wound holes. And I've made poor shots. I shot a doe one time, and I don't know what the situation really was. Again, I was using the old PSC, which the back wall on that bow and I never really got along. I drew on this deer at like 46 yards. I thought it was a slam dunk, open field. I'm sitting in a tree on the side of that field, and kind of a little bit 1/4 maybe 5-6 degrees 1/4, maybe 8 degrees, I don't know. And coming towards me, but she's not going to get any closer. She's just going to go right up along the edge of a little hill there on the side of this field. And she's following other deer. And I let an arrow fly. And I stopped her just real quick, drew the bow, get a little meh, She looked in my direction, and just as soon as I'm touching off on that trigger, she's taking a step forward. I mean, it's just the way it is. Like I'm committed. I've already got the trigger half pulled, and this is before I went to thumb button release. So I got the pressure on, and it just breaks. So that arrow's going, and nothing I could do to bring it back. And she stepped forward, and again I hit her with an NAP Spitfire. I hit her. I may have clipped a piece of the liver going in, but after that it was just all guts. So we're talking like third to the last rib, third rib from the back, maybe. Maybe I got liver. And that deer just ran up the hill a little bit, stood in the field for 10 minutes, just looking around, and then she just wandered off back into the woodline. I knew his shot was bad. I was like, man, that's horrible. It's going to be about 27 degrees that night, and I knew the plan was to, as I'm walking out, because I got to walk the field to get to the vehicle, I'm just going to keep, I'll keep poking, I'll keep looking, because, my headlamp's bright enough you could see probably 25 yards, right? And I get up there, and sure enough, she's laying in there behind a big rock. And I was like, all right, well, we'll just come back and get her in the morning. And I don't know how long it took for her to expire, but she was damn near frozen by the time I got to her in the morning. And that's with the fur on and everything, so she didn't live very long. Hypodermics. Yeah, Bullseye. I would say go to the G5 Mega Meats. They have a really awesome collar system. I don't know what you've used before. I don't know what you're complaining about not working for you. But these have this tiny little groove here that fits into that collar. Now the collars, a lot of times they'll break when you shoot, but they snap in there. And again, now this one's been shot through a deer, so they're not as tight as they would be from factory. But you've got to pull pretty hard just to get that thing to pop out of there. Like I'm putting quite a bit of pressure on, and finally it pops out. Like I'm saying, I'm probably putting 4 pounds of pressure on that just to get it to pop out. And the same with getting them to go back in. They're pretty stout. Watch me slice my finger with an old broadhead. Yeah, definitely get the mega meats though, man. They're big. Another one that I really like. This one's in pieces, but the Grim Reapers. This one's not going to work because it doesn't have the collar on there. But then the Grim Reapers, they have bleeder blades on them too. Tiny little three bleeder blades in the front, and I like those a lot. Yeah, they're super tiny, and they build them. They build them with those really thin blades. I mean, it is what it is. Yeah, I would suggest that's what you do, Ben, because I don't know. I'm sold on them. Best and worst broadheads. The best broadheads are the ones you kill deer with. The worst are the ones that you lose deer with. Everybody's going to have different experiences. Like I was saying, I have a whole bucket full, right, of just cheap NAP broadheads that I killed a lot of deer with. There was a video up not too long on YouTube. I don't know who shot it. They shot a big buck in Manitoba, a bruiser. And the shot looked like it was probably fifth rib, maybe between fourth and fifth rib, like at worst sixth rib from the front. I mean, it looks like it's double lung. But they didn't have lung blood on the arrow. They shot that with an NAP Spitfire or an NAP something. And that deer went 900 yards or something like that. They may have bumped it the first evening, tracking it 30 minutes after they shot. And then after letting it sit all night, when they got back in the morning, they couldn't distinguish between his tracks and all the other tracks, and it wasn't bleeding enough that it made a difference. So there are times where you could do everything right. and it doesn't work out in your favor. We talk recovery rates, right? I think a lot of people have this misconception that 90% of deer that are shot with a bow are recovered, and that's unbelievably false. Uh, real estimates, real estimates from all hunters, right? We've got great archers. We have intermediate archers, and then we have people that are just starting out. Those recovery rates that are at 90%, they are from highly skilled archers that are very selective about their shots, and they only take good shots, and they make good hits on deer. That's when they recover 90%. Actual recovery rates for white-tailed deer shot with bow equipment range anywhere from 50 to 60%. So, all right, dude, we'll catch you later. I think I might actually be getting yelled at by my wife. I think she's still up. Alexa, stop. But yeah, I think we highly overestimate or highly underestimate how many deer are lost. Yeah, Slate's a fixed blade guy. I have to be a fixed blade guy with a damn trad bow, so that's where we're at. You know, I'll never tell anybody what to use. I think my hatred for the fixed blade, and it's not hatred, right? It's just, it's not even that I don't like them. I would probably run that on my compound bow and not think anything of it. But I think for me, when I was growing up, I had a $65 bow we bought used. We're talking 1992 here. And my man was never really a bow hunter. He got into it because the kids wanted a bow. And there's four boys in the family, older brother, then me. So in 92, there's only 3 of us hunting. And we kind of stumbled and clamored around this idea of setting up bows. You know, we're talking old brass pin sights, no peep sights, no range finders, none of this technical equipment that makes it easy. You know, we don't have 3 pin sights. We just got like 2 brass pins, no peeps. And back then, most of what it was like a muzzy. Or one of those, man, what was the other one? True Fire, True something. I don't even remember. There was all kinds of broadheads out there. And we'd be slapping these things on there. We didn't know anything about tuning bows. I certainly didn't. I was 12. And the internet didn't provide us with the kind of information. So cutting my teeth like that, a field tip did, was extremely frustrating for me. Now, today, you know, I could take any bow that I have or whatever, and, you know, within a couple hours of fiddling with it, we'll get a bow tuned real nice. And then as far as taking broadheads out, almost all of the fixed blades on the market that I'm shooting, they shoot fine out of the compound. So, you know, it's not like it's a lasting disdain for fixed blade broadheads out of a compound. It's just, I don't know. I kind of got away with shooting mechanicals and, man, killed a lot of deer with them. So I know a lot of people think that, you know, they shoot this thing and they go pull that thing out of the ground after it goes through a deer, and they're like, oh man, it never opened up because it's closed. Well, obviously, because when you pull it out of the dirt, the blade's close. But I don't know. Cindy, what's up? Slate, what I'm going to do tomorrow, I'm going to run out. I'm going to get some G5 Montex. what I'm going to use those in, I have that 35-pound bow over there, and I'm going to shoot those out of that because I really like that 35-pound bow, and I really want to get a deer like 10, 12, 15 yards and whack it. But like I said earlier, setting up those arrows, it was a 125 grain head, and I think those are the best way. If I'm going to shoot a light poundage bow like that, the best thing I can do is put a 3-blade broadhead on it that is super durable and razor sharp, and the G5 Montec. That's bread and butter on that bow. Because these, they're just too small. They're too small. I don't care. I know there's some dudes that swear by those annihilators, but I'm telling you what, man, I haven't lost too many deer except for this year. And one of them's with that broadhead. Heavy poundage bow. I got lots of heavy poundage bows. Probably the heaviest that I'm comfortable with shooting right now. I have a 50-pound OMP. It is a Smoky Mountain recurve, and I love that bow. I love it. Shoots great. I'd like to kill a deer with that bow this year too. I'd also like to kill a deer with that Striker Classic again in the late season. I don't think I'm hunting with the bear at all this year for the rest of the year. What pound bow are you shooting the hogs with that you're blowing through them? Because we all know I've had problems with penetration, and I think generally it's just because I end up hitting that opposite shoulder a lot. Yeah, I mean, 70 pounds, like, you can blow through anything. I think with the exception, how many deer did I not get a complete pass through with that Matthews? That 250-pound hog of a buck that I probably shot in the front shoulder this year. The buck I talked about where I broke the arrow off inside the lungs. I didn't get a pass through there. And then the big October buck last year, the big Pennsylvania 9-point that I shot, and I was 30 feet in a tree shooting down pretty hard. So I had to get through a lot of muscle, and I didn't get a pass through there. But the arrow did eventually fall out. It was sticking out the other side, just didn't pass through. But other than that, I think I've had complete pass-throughs on all of the whitetails. I'm trying to think of a doe that I shot where I didn't get a pass-through. I don't think. Oh, no, I did. I shot a doe, again, straight down, probably 6 feet from a tree. First day of the season 2 years ago or 3 years ago. And I didn't get a pass-through there. But I took that deer right between the shoulder blade and the spine. And I come out right in the opposite armpit, and I buried that G5 Mega Meat right into the leg. I mean, and it was stuck in the leg. There was no pulling it out of there. And then one other one I can think of off the top of my head, I was out with a buddy, and he shot at a doe, and I thought he hit it. And then it ran over to me, and I really didn't want to kill this deer because he was having a hell of a season, but I thought it was wounded, so I was like, all right, I'm going to use a tag and just end it right here. And I shot that deer in the heart, hit the opposite leg again, broke the leg completely, but again, barreled the area, just buried the arrow in that leg. So there's a couple I don't have pass-throughs on, but not many. Yeah. Yeah, most of my trad bow kills are complete pass-throughs too. Most. Oh, now I got a hobble around this foot. All right, Well, I think I'm gonna jump off. Let you guys get to sleep. Do your thing. Enjoy what's going on, man. Yeah, we're gonna go get some sleep. I'm tired. No, I don't have the gout, dude. I have a foot that's broken. Broken. I have plantar fasciitis real bad. Yeah. All right, dudes. You guys keep at it. We'll be out. We'll be out this week, dude. All right, later.